Greetings and welcome to Flavourful Eats. Joining me today is Jeannie Naidoo, making chili with us.
Thank you, Hamsha.
Welcome to Flavourful Eats.
Oh, thank you. So as Hamsha mentioned, we're starting off with Impossible ground beef, which is meat from plants. It's very high protein, has 19 grams of protein per serving. And then we have our vegetables. We have onions. This is a cup of diced onions, a half a cup of diced celery, half a cup of diced carrots, about a cup of boiled garbanzo beans, 2 cloves of garlic minced, and a trio of organic beans. And you can use any beans you want, black beans, pinto beans, or red kidney beans.
This is rinsed and already left ready for you to use.
Yes, thank you. And then a bunch of spices. So we've got cumin, which is really important in chili. We have some paprika. We have some chipotle chili. And then we also have some ancho chili, which we have dry that I've soaked in hot water, then blitzed, and I'm using about 2 teaspoons of that. We have some oregano, black pepper, salt. And then on the other end, I'm going to start this off with some avocado oil. And then we also have some tomato and tomato paste. Okay, so I'm going to start off by using about 2 to 3 teaspoons of avocado oil. Thank you.
All right, it's already heated up.
So we'll heat up this oil and then start with the mirepoix, which is the onions, celery, and
I'll help you from this side.
yeah, thank you, and the carrots. Right, and then we're going to let these saute for about a minute or 2. Oh, it's pretty high, right?
Yes, yeah.
It's going.
That's the
But that's
induction
good.
stove.
But that's good. It'll get a nice little caramelization here. So we let this go for about a minute or 2. Drop in the meat, and then I'm going to break that up a little. You just let this brown for a few minutes. You want to get some nice deep flavor, and then to add to that flavor, not there yet, we first want to add in like about a good teaspoon or so of tomato paste, and this adds extra flavor to anything that you cook.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
It's just a concentrated amount of tomatoes.
So we let that just cook on the side there, away from everything else. We'll leave that for a minute or so. I'm going to add in the garlic.
There was 2 cloves of garlic chopped, right?
Yes, 2
These
cloves.
are all nice seasoning. You started off like exactly how you would start a soup, right?
Yes, almost like that.
Do you need some water at all?
No, not yet. And you want a little bit of caramelization. I'm just going to drop the temperature there a little bit to slow it down. So you want this to get safe. The tomato adds a nice depth of flavor. And
just the salt and pepper and the
and it looks pretty good, right?
Yes,
yeah.
it does, yes.
So right now we have just that. Right, so the next step is to start adding in some of the spices. So here I'm adding in a teaspoon of chipotle pepper. I'm just going to shake in about a teaspoon of cumin, and we'll come back to adding more cumin later. We'll add in the ancho chili paste, right? And then I would like to add in a little bit of the paprika.
But you commonly would just use a packet of
chili. You could just use a
chili.
You could use a ready-made chili mix, and these are just the individual ingredients that go into a chili mix.
So will you have any particular brand of chili mix?
No, I don't really. It doesn't really matter. Use whatever you would prefer, whatever your local supermarket keeps. So we see this is like, you can already see that you're getting in this nice,
yes,
lovely texture.
Caramelized.
It's caramelized. All the vegetables are still looking whole and nice. Oh yes, important. For the nice flavor, you want to add about a teaspoon. I'm just shaking it in, sort of guesstimating it, like about a teaspoon of oregano. And then we'll add about 8 ounces of the tomato sauce to this.
Which is a cup.
Which is a cup, yes. About a third of this bottle, which is a 24-ounce bottle, so I'm going to go a third. Thank you. I think it's got a hot spot, so I'm going to turn it. So you see you've got this really rich looking chili. We're going to cover this for about 2 or 3 minutes. Yeah, 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, so let's see how chili is doing. That looks pretty good. Next time, I think we're ready. It's been about 3 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes, and I'm going to now add in the beans. So adding in about a cup of garbanzo beans. These are dry beans that we soaked and then boiled, or you could just use canned beans. And then we add in the mixed beans. These are canned beans that have been rinsed and drained. So add in all these beans, give it a good stir, and then cover and let this go for about another 5 minutes or so on low. All right, so let's see how our chili is. It's been bubbling. Yes, we'll turn that off. Put that there. It's looking pretty good. But before we get done, we should check for seasoning one more time. And taste this. Pretty okay. I think it's pretty good. I'm just going to do a sprinkle of salt and maybe another grind of pepper. And then we can garnish with some cilantro. So there we have this. And then to serve,
you're making this a high protein, gluten-free.
Yeah.
So if you have your dads want to eat some bread, you can always add the bread to it. Cornbread is the way to go, right?
Yes, I think cornbread is a way to go. But, you know, it's up to you. This is, you know, make it the way you'd like to, you know, garnish it the way you'd like to. But what I do is I typically add some chopped up onion and tomatoes over the top with a bit of cilantro, some pico de gallo or any of these things. So you put that on top, and then you get a bit of lime, and you get a squeeze of lime over it, and then you can taste.
Jeannie, you came up with a genius chili, vegetarian, and everybody's going to enjoy, whether you're gluten intolerant or not, whether you're vegan. This particular chili is 100% vegan.
Yes, it is.
Yes, but you can add other things too.
Absolutely.
How will you serve? I know you served it like this with some, I would say salsa.
I did, yeah, with a little bit of salsa, with some chopped onions, tomatoes, and green chilies. You could use some jalapenos, and I've got some jalapenos and some lime. But for some people who love dairy, then you can add in a dollop of maybe sour cream onto it. You know, that
there is vegan variety of
yeah, I know the sour cream went off the side, but that's okay. Yes, you may put in some shredded cheese. One way I like to serve this is actually to saute some mushrooms, either portobello or shiitake mushrooms. Just saute them in a little bit of olive oil, and they get nice and crispy, and then you sprinkle that over the top. So it gives you some nice texture as well.
Absolutely.
And another favorite of mine is actually to use some sun-dried tomatoes.
Oh, yes.
So you could just chop up some sun-dried tomatoes and sprinkle that over the top, you know, especially sun-dried tomatoes that have been soaked in olive oil. Oh, it's really delicious. So you could add that on the top. So I think you can just make it your own and add whatever you would like.
Absolutely. Making it your own is always the best. And you know, all this thing that you've given was just you know, people use your own imagination, own quantities, and salt to taste.
Yes. You adjust
chilies to taste.
Absolutely.
You know, as your family's needs. So this is from your family, what your family enjoys.
Oh, my kids love this.
We're sharing with the rest of the public, and that's what the Flavourful Eats is all about. It's all what our families enjoy that we carry on to the next generation.
Absolutely, yes.
Well, thank you so much for helping me do that.
Okay, it was lovely. Thank you.
Yes, and thank you again, Jeannie, for joining me on Flavourful Eats.
You're welcome.
And till we meet again, I'm your host, Naidoo. Take care. Bye-bye.